Hey everyone, welcome to my new tutorial. Today we are going to create this locally fishing boat, mostly inspired by, locally very stylized games like Dredge, and I really hope you will enjoy this one. And if you do, please don't forget to leave that like, and if you're new around here, hit that subscribe. And if you just started Blender and you want to understand all the basics, also check out my free starter course. The link will be in the description. You just sign up on my website. It's 100% free, takes 1 to 2 hours to complete, and then you'll have so much easier time going through some of my other tutorials. Now let's jump into Blender, and first of all let's just select the cube and the light here, press X and delete, and we can start with the plane. So let's press Shift A, let's add a plane, tab into the edit mode and press S then Y and scale it on the Y axis like this. And now let's press Ctrl R and increase number of cuts with the mouse wheel to something like 3 and right click to release in place. And now we're going to shape the boat. So let's select these two vertices in the front, press M and let's merge them at center. And now let's select these two, so I'll hold Shift, select the other one and press S and scale it inside a little bit. And now let's scale these together as well in a similar way like this, and maybe we can move these. So press G then Y and move them towards the front. So this will be the basic shape. And now let's press A to select all and E to extrude. We can go a little bit higher like this, and now press S then X and scale it on X axis like this. And now we're just going to move some of the vertices. So let's select these three on top, press G then Y, move them towards the front. And now let's select this one and move it right here. So I think this will be fine for basic boat shape. So press 3 for face select, or click right here, select these faces by holding Shift, and let's press I to inset this just like that, and then E to extrude down. Now we can press S then X and scale it inside a little bit to match the slope. And let's look from the side by pressing 3 on a numpad, and let's enable X-ray view here. And here you can see we can adjust some of these vertices. So press 1 for vertex select, select these two, press G then Y and move them back like this. And now let's move this one as well, so we better match the shape. And now let's select these two in the front, press G then Z, move them up here, and now press R to rotate so we match the plane there. And now let's select these two, press G then Z, move them up, and again R to rotate a little bit like this. Maybe we can move this a little bit higher up. Okay, so we get this nice, stylized cartoonish look. And we can disable the X-ray view. And now back to the face select by pressing 3, select this face, hold Shift S and snap cursor to select it. And now tab out and let's press Shift A and we'll create a plane. Tab into the edit mode, press S to scale this down like this, and then E to extrude this up. We can really exaggerate the proportions here. Now let's look from the side here, press S to scale this up and G then Y to move it towards the front, so we get something like this. And now we can press Shift D to duplicate and then S to scale and scale this up just like that, and E to extrude. Okay, let's look from the side again and let's press S to scale it up in a similar way and press G then Y and move it so we match this really stylized cartoonish shape. And now let's press Ctrl R and create a loop cut right here in the middle, right click to release, and let's press Ctrl R and create one cut right there. And let's press Ctrl R and do one more here because I want to separate this and create mirror modifier. So press 1 for vertex select, enable X-ray view and just select all of these vertices on the left, press X and delete vertices. And now in the modifiers panel, let's go generate and mirror modifier and enable clipping. So now we'll have much easier time editing this. So let's turn off the X-ray view, press 3 for face select, select these two faces by holding Shift and press I to inset and I again, so we do individual inset like this. Now select this one, press E then Y to extrude on Y axis, and let's do the same thing here. So E, but here we'll press X and extrude on the X axis like this. And now we can extrude something like a door here. So press Ctrl R, create one loop cut here, and Ctrl R to create a loop cut right there. And basically just press 3 for face select, select these two and press E then Y and extrude this inside. Now we'll select this one, press X and delete faces, but we have a leftover here, and if you enable exterior view you can see that's a larger face that was at the bottom, and we actually don't need those, so let's hold shift, select the other one as well, press X and delete that one as well, so the shape is much cleaner. So tab out and disable exterior view, and now we'll do a few tricks using the curves. I really love to use curves whenever I'm modeling something. So first let's do like a railing roundabout. So select the hull, tab into the edit mode, press 2 for edge select, alt click this loop right here, press shift D to duplicate, right click to release, and then we can press P and separate the selection. That will separate it into a new object here. So we can tab out, select that new object and tab into the edit mode. Now before we convert this to curve, I want to add few more geometry, few more vertices there. So press 1 for vertex select, select this one here and press Ctrl Shift and B, and let's do a bevel like this, and we can increase number with the mouse wheel, so we create something like 3 here, and let's do the same thing back there, Ctrl Shift B. Now let's do something like this. Okay, I think this will be enough, so let's tab out, right click and convert to curve, and in the curve settings geometry section we can increase the bevel depth right here. But I want this, you know, to be more blocky, and curves actually allow us to do that. So first of all, let's switch the resolution to 1 and then switch the profile. You can see this is now more like it, but we can adjust this curve here. So let's create a new point here and let's switch this so it's sharp and just move it right here to the corner, and you get something like this, just like that, without any modeling, just using the curve. And if you tab into the edit mode, you can see this is still curve that you can edit and, you know, move around. So very handy function to use the bevel profile in the curve settings. So let's hold shift, right click here, and let's press shift A, and we'll add a plane. Doesn't really matter what you add, because now we'll tab into the edit mode, press M and merge everything at center, so we have just a single vertex here. And make sure you have the vertex select on and press E then Y and extrude it like this. Let's look from the side by pressing 3 on a numpad, and let's press E a few times like this to create a hook. And now let's select one of these, press shift D and move it somewhere here. Let's hit 1 on a numpad to front view, and then hit 9 to look from the other side, and now press E then Z and extrude this up. And now let's do something like this, and you will see why. So this is what we have here. Now you can just tab out, right click and convert everything to curves, and in the curve settings let's just add that bevel like this and reduce the resolution to 1. So I want this really, you know, stylized, cartoonish and low poly. And additionally you can fill caps, so it's covered here. And now you can tab into the edit mode, select these control points and hit Alt S to scale them, so you can really create these nice exaggerated shapes like this. And now here I want to place a lantern, so hold shift S, snap cursor to select it, tab out, let's press shift A and add a plane. Now tab into the edit mode, press S to scale this down, and Google extrusion, so press E to extrude and S to scale. Now to make this a little bit more interesting, let's select the top face, press shift D and then S to scale it up and E to extrude. And let's do the same thing here at the bottom, so shift D and S to scale and E to extrude down. And now press 3 for face select, alt click this loop and press I to inset, and alt E and extrude faces along normals. And there you have it, quick little lantern here. Maybe it's moved, you know, a little bit too close to the boat here, but you can just tab out, select both of these objects, press G then Y, move them away a little bit, and then select this curve, tab into the edit mode, and just select the control point and press G then Y and move it inside here. And now we'll use the curve once again. I want to create these like cleats here, so let's hold shift and right click here, press shift A, and let's add a plane again, tap into the edit mode, M and merge at center again to create a single vertex. Now let's make sure we are in the vertex select. Let's drag a selection here and let's press E then Z to extrude this like that. And now press shift D and Z to duplicate this vertex and move it down so it's detached from the rest. and press E then Z and extrude. And you will see why in a second, because now I can tab out, right click, convert to curve. Let's reduce the resolution to 1 and increase the bevel depth like this. But now we can tab into the edit mode and select these two control points like this and press Alt S and do something like this, and select the top one, press Alt S and scale it up, and this one as well. So you can quickly create shapes like this, and if you do fill caps, basically you have an object like this in few seconds. So now let's just rotate it a little bit by pressing R twice and placing it on the boat a little bit better. And let's look from the side here and Alt S and place it somewhere here and one more here. And obviously we're gonna need to move them in place like this. But basically that's how you can quickly create, you know, really nice low poly objects. And yeah, maybe we'll scale them a little bit. So we can switch this to individual origins and press S and scale them. Each of those like this, and then switch back to medium point. Now I want to have these on the other side as well, so let's go to the modifiers. Let's add the mirror modifier. And even though the origin point is right here, you can just use the eyedropper and select the boat and it will reflect along that one. So now I'll just select these two by holding Shift, select this one as last, and click here and copy to select it. So we have this all along. Now the final thing, I want to create like bumpers here, so let's hold Shift and right click there and let's press Shift A, and here we'll just use the primitive. So let's create the torus, and here we're gonna define the segments. So let's do something like 12 and 6, and of course let's reduce the major radius so it's, you know, nice and bulky like this. And now we can scale it down and press R twice to better rotate it in place, and press G then Z twice to move it along the local Z axis. So something like this here. And again, I want to use the mirror modifier and use the hull, and then Alt D to duplicate this here, and R twice again to rotate. And basically that's your simple low poly boat. So let's select everything here, hold Shift, select the hull, press Ctrl P and set parent to object. And now we'll create a water surface. So now let's hold Shift S, snap cursor to world origin and press Shift A and add a plane. Doesn't really matter the size, because now let's go to add modifier. Let's add modifier and let's go physics and let's add ocean modifier. So this is a very simple way how you can, you know, create a nice ocean, and we'll repeat it a few times like this. So it's nice and large, so we get nice wide camera shot. And let's do sizing here, so it's, you know, a little bit more dramatic like this, and then we can repeat it a few times like that. Let's look from the top by pressing 7 on a numpad and press G and move it here so the boat is roughly in the middle here. And now let's click here and just apply this so we get a mesh like that. Let's add modifier and let's do generate and decimate, and here we'll choose unsubdivide and 2 iterations, right click and shade flat. You will see the face is a little bit better, so we can go even larger here, I think 5 or 4. So we have this, you know, nice low poly ocean. And finally just select the boat and press R twice and give it some nice angle and move it down a little bit so it looks like it's, you know, floating on those waves. And let's hit 0 on the numpad to look from the camera. And if you press N for the side panel in the view settings, you have camera to view checkbox, so now you can use your camera controls to position your camera. So let's do something like this, and don't forget to disable this. And let's press N to hide the side panel, and in the render settings let's hold Z and go to the rendered view. And this is the Eevee rendered, so I want to go cycles, enable GPU and denoising. So this is what we have here now, and let's add some light. So first of all, let's press Shift A and let's add like a large overhead area light like this. Let's make it larger. Let's do something really strong like 3000. Maybe that's too strong, we'll see about that. Let's reduce it to 1500. And let's do another one, and we can just press Shift D and move it right here and make it smaller. There'll be like a backlight, so let's go to the camera view and we can press G and move this around. If you want to, and you can press G then Shift Z to move only on X and Y axis as well, like this. So this is what I'm looking for here. And finally, I want to shed a little bit of light on the waves there. So let's press Shift A and we'll add a sunlight, but we'll make it really shallow. So let's look from the front and press R to rotate it like this. Now if you look at this, you will see you have these nice reflections on those waves like this, and we can maybe make it a little bit stronger. And now finally, let's select the ocean and let's add some material, and let's do like a blue color like this, and this light in the back can be, you know, a little bit orangey, and this sunlight can be a little bit orangey as well, so you get this, you know, nice definition on those waves. And we can make this a little bit smaller and move it around, okay, something like this. And now let's press Ctrl B and limit the preview only to camera bounce, and we can add some materials to our boat as well. So let's create a new one on the hull there, and let's do like a brownish darker material like this. Increase the roughness all the way to 1, and let's select the cabin here and let's make it like a brighter creamy color. And now we can add one more material slot, tab into the edit mode and just click one of these vertices here and hit L to select linked, and we can hit assign. That will add this material slot to only this part of the mesh. So we can now create a new material there and, for example, make it red, and let's increase the roughness all the way to 1. I want to leave this white, so let's just create a new material there. The cleats can be like gray and something like that. I don't want to use metallic here for this kind of stylized look, and the bumpers here can be red, for example, on the side there. And let's take care of the lantern. First of all, this can be like a darker color like this, and here we can go for something similar like that. And now let's do some emissions. So tab into the edit mode, and we should still have this selected from before. So let's create a new material slot, and let's just hit assign, create a new material, switch this to emission, and let's do something like 20. That should add a lot of light here. And now finally, let's color those windows. So let's select the cabin, tab into the edit mode and press 3 for face select, and we'll just go around and select the faces that belong to windows, create yet another material slot and hit assign. And now we can color this, you know, something dark like this, and tab out. So yeah, I really like this. Maybe here in the back we can color the door, you know, with a little bit of a darker brown color to match the rest of the boat. So let's look from the camera, and basically I really like the color scheme, but here in the render settings you can go to color management and switch this. I think for this kind of design, the filmic will be much better with, you know, a little bit higher contrast look, and then you can play with the exposure here. And maybe now the water is a little bit too bright, so let's make it a little bit darker like this. So yeah, that's your, you know, low poly boat illustration. Very stylized, very cartoonish, you know, suitable for some funky low poly games. So that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, please leave that like, and if you want to learn more like this in the future, hit that subscribe. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.